So here we have our packaging design. I wanted to show you how your loom will arrive alongside the various accessories that you may have purchased. It will either come in a tube or it will come in a box, and it depends on exactly what you've ordered. We try and make it so that the packaging is as lightweight as possible and will also arrive safely. So it's about cost, it's about materials, so not wasting packaging, and doing what we can to minimize our footprint, carbon footprint. The other thing is that we also look to send your packaging in a way that you can store your loom afterwards. So for example, this tube is perfect and really super solid for storing your loom afterwards if you've ordered it and it arrived in a postal tube, so it's quite compact. And the same with the box, so you can always break down and disassemble your loom so that it comes in packaging that's actually really convenient for you to tidy up when you're not using it. So I'm going to start with the postal tube. And here, as you can see, it comes with two ends and everything is packed inside. And so if you can see that here, there's some tissue at the top of it. The first thing that comes out generally is our wing nuts. So I'll show you what that looks like more in a minute, but inside you always have a little grey pouch, and it will always have the corresponding number of wing nuts for you to assemble your loom. So you normally get 4 as part of the frame loom, and that doesn't matter if it's the medium or the extra large sizes, but essentially you get 4 for the loom, and then you'll have some add-ons like the extra heddle bar, which will have 2, etc. Or the stand, which will have a different size, and everything will come bundled together in your little grey pouch. If I get these back in there. Oh, tricky to get in. There we go. And they have a nice little tie here that you can use. And for those of you who maybe have already at home a set of weaving tools, they come with a clasp ring, so you can always attach your clasp ring to with these as well. So I can show you that when the tools come out. So if you've ordered it, as you can see here, we've got the packaging, comes packaged with some tissue, and here I've packaged it with a set of weaving tools, so it comes all nicely packed together. If you've ordered some different products to go alongside your frame loom, you might have ordered some accessories, or you might have ordered some yarn. It will likely come in a box, and this is obviously packaging the medium size. There'll be a long box for the extra large to accommodate it, but essentially it comes in a box looking something like this. So you'll have some tissue, and then you'll have, for example, maybe you've bought some yarns, you might put some yarns in there, and then there's a few more extra tools that you might have purchased. So again, we have our frame loom, which comes wrapped like that. You might have purchased an extra heddle bar, again, packaged similarly. The weaving tools, you'll have your handy little wing nuts again in their pouch. And for example, you might have also purchased the stand. So all of these parts could come in your box. So let's take a look at what it looks like once it's unwrapped. Okay, each of these comes wrapped with both some tissue on the outside and some foam, so let's have a look at that very quickly. Now you can, if you like, unwrap it carefully so that actually your foam is you keep, so that you can rewrap it when you're storing it, but that's up to you. We try and use masking tape on the wood itself so it doesn't destroy the wood or leave any sticky gooey stuff at the bottom. And also, just to note that when you receive it, the insides, you see it's stacked up nicely here. We try and keep it nice and square, and if you look carefully, the inside where they have channels is actually put together. So we realize that when things get knocked around in the post, when it's being delivered, there are the chance, of course, that something might get damaged. Now on these looms, they're made of solid wood, so the chances are unlikely. However, the most fragile bit of this loom are actually these little tiny little notches, as I call them here. So when you are using your loom, or when you're storing your loom, or when you're setting your loom down, because I'll explain further later, but they will sit at the bottom and the tops of your loom. So make sure that whenever you set your loom down, the only thing you don't want to damage are these. And so they come stacked, like I said, stored on the inside. So you should do the same when you're putting your loom away. Try and keep them together, stored center like that. That's your frame loom. Then you have a heddle bar. And again, it's on its own, so there's no chances of it getting knocked over. So that is the extra heddle bar. So this is the stand for the extra large loom, and of course it's only for the extra large loom because it's meant to stand up or be leant upon. Not the frame loom, the medium size is more a lap loom as they call it sometimes. So this is the stand. And your stand, it will also contain the wing nuts that you need, and these have longer wing nuts so you'll be able to tell the difference inside. And finally, weaving tools. And if you've received or you've seen our weaving tools, they come just like this, and you get 6 tools, and they come with their very own little clasp ring, and then you can put all your tools on your clasp ring just like this. And again, of course, if you've bought the tools to go with it, if you're storing your wing nuts, as I mentioned earlier, you can actually just hook them on. So it's great for storage. Everything comes tidy together. So if you were storing your loom, that's all you have. Really small, compact, brilliant to get you, you know, to secure everything nicely so that it stays compact when you're not weaving.